I just purchased shares of a company. I'm a very happy person. But how do I know that I'm the owner? What evidences the fact that I'm the owner? Well, there are two aspects to this. First one, there are either share certificates in physical form or shares in dematerialized form. In the previous video, we took a look at Introduction to SEBI, the composition of SEBI, the constitution of SEBI, the powers of SEBI, followed by Securities Appellate Tribunal, its composition and its powers. In this video, we'll be discussing two important aspects. One is rematerialization of shares and dematerialization of shares. As we all know, shares can be held either in physical form or in electronic form with the depository. Hi, my name is Sai and I'm a SEBI expert. In this video, I'll be guiding you on the various forms in which securities can be held by you and how to convert it from one form to the other. Well, I just told you that shares can be held in electronic form with no physical form. How do we do that? Well, that is where the process of dematerialization comes into picture. Let us take a look at what is dematerialization. Dematerialization is a process by which the physical share certificates of an investor are taken back by the company and an equivalent number of securities are credited to his account in electronic form. An investor will first have to open an account with a depository participant and then request for dematerialization of the share certificates. Dematerialization of shares is optional and the investors can still choose to hold securities in the physical form. However, if you want to trade your shares on the securities market, then they'll have to be dematerialized. I have shares in physical form. How do I get them converted into dematerialized form? Well, let us take a look at the procedure for dematerialization of shares. The first and foremost step is opening of an account with a depository participant. The second step would be filling in the dematerialization request form and attaching the share certificates and submitting the same to the depository participant. Now, the depository participant will intimate the depository and the depository in turn will intimate the registrar. The fourth step would involve the depository participant sending the share certificates and the dematerialization request form to the registrar. Followed by this, the fifth step would be the registrar confirming the dematerialization of the shares to the depository. The sixth and final step would be the crediting of the equivalent number of shares to the client's account. Well, now I have shares in dematerialized form. Does this mean that I cannot get my shares back in physical form? Well, no. You can always get your shares rematerialized at any point of time. Let us take a look at what is rematerialization and the process for the same. Rematerialization is the process of converting securities held in electronic form in a demat account back to physical share certificate form. Rematerialization can be done at any point of time. However, shares held in physical form cannot be traded on a stock exchange. Well, you may want to convert your shares into physical form for any reason. Let us take a look at the process of converting the shares in electronic form to physical form. The first step would involve submitting a rematerialization request form to the depository participant. The second step is the depository participant enters the request in its system which blocks the client's holdings. Step 3. The depository participant intimates the depository and simultaneously sends the rematerialization request form to the registrar. The fourth point is the registrar prints the share certificates and dispatches it to the client in physical form. Finally, the registrar intimates the depository about the rematerialization and the client's demat account is debited with an equivalent number of shares. In this episode, we took a look at what is rematerialization, dematerialization and the process for the same. In order to know more and stay updated, kindly subscribe and like the video.